A video came out with John about the Classic and all the things that happened and all the good and bad that went on there. Lots of good stuff and some tough things as well. And before I get into the details of that, I just want to come right out front and say that with 100% certainty, the NEMRR season is going to finish out 2023, 100%. We talked to John. He's fully committed to finishing this season out. And all the people that had concerns after seeing that video, I just want to say, man, I really appreciate all of you and how much your heart is into this series and into racing, and just shows how strong our series really is and how strong racing in New England really is and will continue to be for a long time. So just makes me proud to know that my community, that I'm a part of, that you guys just stepped up and said, hey, I want to be behind this. But just so we're clear, NEMRR is going to happen. The last 4 races are 100% going to happen. We're going to go out and finish all these championships. And there is lots of active conversations about how we're going to finish out next year. There's lots of active conversations about how next year is going to go. It may look a little different than this year, but in none of those conversations right now is a conversation about NEMRR stopping or ceasing to exist in 2024. There's a ton of people who are invested in the series, who are invested in racing, who've been doing it their whole lives, who love it, who are saying, man, I'm going to do everything I can to make sure that this stays going on, to make sure that NEMRR continues. And so with that being the case, have confidence, have optimism, have support, because the more support you guys show for the series in the end of 2023, the better launching platform, better launch pad we have, the better starting point we have to leverage and make 2024 as good as it possibly can be. With respect to the Classic and all the stuff that John had to say, listen, they put on a fantastic event. There was so much positive, so much hard work that went in there. We got real racing, real pros back to New Hampshire Motor Speedway and back to what's going on. It's an enormous accomplishment. And so there's talk about the Classic happening again next year, and we might have a huge purse again. We'll see. All that stuff is open for discussion, and that's been out there. If you do the math, were there financial hard times as a result of the Classic? Did the Classic create some financial stress? Yeah, of course. There was a lot of extra investment to run that event. And when the monsoon was forecast for the entire week beforehand, we lost several thousand spectators. And take that several thousand spectators, multiply it by the price of a ticket, and it becomes obvious that becomes a stress. And when you're hoping to have that as a buffer to run your series and it end up being a negative because those guys didn't show up, yeah, that creates some stress. And John has poured his heart and soul and a lot of his wallet into this series. And I'm grateful for everything he's done. And he's at the point now where he says, hey, listen, the series has to stop losing money. So we had to make some changes and a little bit of price increases. And what we want to make sure we do is just, those price increases are relatively small. It's $50 or $60 per rider on a whole weekend basis for the average rider and how many races they enter. So hopefully we rally behind that. There are some really special people in our paddock that want to put together kind of a, hey, let's get behind him kind of event on Saturday night. We're excited about that. That should be really fun to attend. And so my message to you is, listen, it's happening. We're going to finish up this next year. There are lots of plans in place to make next year happen as well. We need to get behind everything and support it like these guys are doing. I can't even name them all, but the guys that are behind this, man, I thank you from the bottom of your hearts, from the bottom of my heart, because my heart is in this as well. You guys know that in our conversations, we're all going to pull together and do everything we can in our power to make this happen. And so for this year, what I urge everyone to do is talk to everyone that does this sport and come out and support the races. Attend the races, enter races, invite your friends, have them come by pit passes and check it out, and understand why we all love this sport so much and are so enthused about making it carry on for the long term. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you in a couple weeks at the New Hampshire Motor Speedway.